Hello, I'm going to show you how to use SayPlay and work with names. Names are key because you name tracks and then you refer to them by name in subsequent commands. So I have a session here that has the top track named banjo, below that is lead fiddle, bass, lead guitar, rhythm guitar left, rhythm guitar right, etc. The way you name a track, there are two ways. You can name a selected track or you can name a recently recorded track. In Audacity, the most recently recorded track is always the bottom track. So you can say name the selected track, or you can say name the recorded track. I'm going to put SayPlay in the background. Okay, I clicked on that top track, it's banjo. I want to name the next track, so next track. So the next track is selected. I want to call it violin. Name this track violin. Solo the violin. Unsolo the violin track. Name this track fiddle. Play the fiddle track. Stop. Skip to start. Unsolo the fiddle track. You can refer to tracks in two ways. You can say, well, in more than two ways. You can say mute the track named. You can say mute the X track. I'll just demonstrate here. Mute the fiddle track. Unmute the fiddle. Solo fiddle. So the word the is optional. Unsolo the track named fiddle. It helps to be able to say the track named and then the name, because if it frequently makes the mistake of not getting the name, it feels more comfortable as a user. It's more natural to rephrase the command. And so those are the two phrasings, the track named and the blank track. It works with pan, gain, solo and mute, and select, and focus. So the selected track, certain commands work on the selected track. Certain commands work on the focus track. But let me do this. Select the fiddle track. Pan the fiddle soft left. Pan the banjo hard right. You see those pan controls flipping there. Cut the banjo track. Okay, so the gain on the banjo went down. Boost the fiddle track. So the gain on the fiddle went up a little bit. Okay, so naming tracks, you can say name the recorded track. Down at the bottom I have a track called Crisp Bass. I'll go ahead and rename that. Name the recorded track Alternate Bass. Okay, so it spelled the name bass incorrectly. There's another way you can elaborate on a word. Let me just name this one bass also, like the earlier bass. Name the recorded track bass like bass guitar. Okay, there it is, spelled like bass actually. But I already have a track named bass, and you can't have two tracks named the same name, or only the first track will respond. So let's name the recorded track Bass 2. Great, I like that name. I'm going to save this session. Save. And now, since some of these track names are somewhat obscure, I want to actually load them into the grammar so they're easier to recognize. That's done by a command called computer, please refresh the session. Okay, so it's getting all the track names from the Audacity session, and it's loading them into the named grammar. And I'm going to flip over here to SayPlay. When it finishes, here's computer, please refresh the session. Here's the new set of track names, the new grammar. Here it says new names understood. Play the lead guitar track.
1, 2, 3.
Stop. The lead guitar track didn't get soloed, so something went wrong with that name. Play the track named lead guitar.
1, 2, 3.
Stop. Solo the lead guitar track. This track name is wrong. I'm gonna use my hands and the mouse here. This track is lead guitar and rats. I'm just gonna select it. Name this track lead guitar. In an earlier version, you would say a name and then you'd take a breath after saying the name, and it would mistake that for another word, like and, I, or the letter A. And it would get appended to the name, and then it would not be visible here because it would be too many characters. If you put the word and after lead guitar here, it doesn't appear. So for all you can tell, it's named lead guitar. Anyway, I've fixed that bug, and I basically take those three words away from any name if they're at the end. The name I, or the word I, the word a, and the word and won't be allowed at the end of any name because they're frequently, I think might also happen, but just so you know, if a name never seems to work, you can always take the full track name here. Okay, well, that's all I have. Thanks.